W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going on track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 C's. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going on track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long.
What is freaking?
We changed the intro there because that's more of the song I think than I've ever heard before.
Approximately 5 seconds longer. Yes,
yeah,
5 seconds longer. I added in that little image of the 3D avatars because obviously we got to jump into that. The avatars are on the timeline and shit. I know we've all, the three of us for sure, and many other people obviously have been waiting to have them in possession so that we can go either create ourselves, fuck around and find out. I know a lot of people are doing that, which is fun because you can see some people that, aka me, by the way, this would be me, creating and having no clue what the hell they're doing, but getting a chance to learn and have fun and push it on the timeline and create memes and create stupid shit that looks terrible because it's kind of funny too. And then you also have the Baileys of the world and the Rydas of the world and all these people that just like, holy shit, every time they put something out, it's just so unbelievably dope that you're kind of like, you know what, you just do this for me, you know, like, can I just have you do this for me? Because me trying, you know, if I get hyped for something that I create, it's probably going to be like on the absolute rookie level, right? Like I'll be like so stoked and people will be like, dude, it didn't even move or anything. You just put it on the screen, dude. You literally didn't even move anything, bro. You took the fucking stain out of the shirt. That's all you did, of the fucking tank top. But nonetheless, they look freaking fire. Again, we love seeing all that stuff on the timeline because naturally, you know, the timeline can be bearish, can be bullish. And right now I would say pretty bullish. And again, it has very little, I know floor price has gone up a little bit, but I'm not even talking that. I'm simply talking about vibes, people taking a temperature check on how they're feeling. And I guess, Bryce, I'll just throw it to you there is like, do you feel like just the timeline in general, maybe the community more specifically, do you feel like the vibes are a little bit more positive? I'm not saying perfect, and I'm not saying everyone's like, we're going to the moon, but do you feel the sentiment definitely changing over the last, I don't know, week or two?
For sure. Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely think it's changing. And then it's funny too, when you have all the people on the timeline saying the sentiment's changing. And then it's like, I just find it super ironic there that everybody, but,
oh yeah.
Oh, there was something I was going to say about that.
Dude,
but it's been great to see all this stuff on the timeline. I've been seeing quite a few people like Bailey, NGB, Ben. They were doing some giveaways. They were like, "Oh, if you send me the files, like I'll create a render for you."
Yep.
Like, you'll love to see it. Oh yeah, we were talking about just sentiment on the timeline. I think with Garga kind of being a little bit more active on Twitter, and kind of firing off his funny self.
Yep.
Like that definitely helps with the vibes. I don't know if you saw the one tweet where he was yeah, exactly, because Garga's back. Where he was like, yeah, I could be sad that like we're down bad and our on-chain fuck ups are there, or I could go on a vengeance warp cat, whatever he said.
Yeah, basically like, let's go fix all this shit. And I mean,
I was like, yo, I'm here for that, Garga.
And like, honestly, him being that, like, I'll just say transparent is the best word, I think. And that, you know, sometimes in the thick of fuck ups, right, as a community member, where we're not official team members, we literally just like the club. We've been doing Bored TV for shit. I mean, we're coming up on 2 years here in about a month or so. And, but we don't know the ins and outs. And there are times you're like, damn, dude, do they realize how fucked up some of this is? Like, you know, even me. And I'm like, Jesus, I'm like bullish Maxi Bored Ape to the extreme. But it's kind of nice to just see him just straight up say like, yeah, we know that there are mistakes and we're trying to like warpath this thing through where it's like, hey, let's just cut down all the shit, get through the jungle, admit mistakes, pivot, move forward, and look what happens as the sentiment naturally changes. I agree. I also think, dude, I just think that him stepping back in CEO role, it's also him just like, I think realizing and having more confidence that this is like, he is 100% the right person for it, right? Like, I think before they weren't really sure because they had, I mean, really just stumbled into this. They've stumbled into this amazing community and Bored Apes and creating an NFT. And then you fast forward, and at times you're probably like, well, shit, we need to get someone more qualified in this position, right? You always you see startups do that where we got to bring in some much more qualified. Maybe they're more big brain than us.
Mhm.
And at the end of the day, I think what they realized was that don't mean two shits if they're not crypto native, if they don't have a heart for what we actually want to do, if they don't have this community like the thumbprint all over the community, then what's the point, right? Like, who gives a
100%.
shit if you're
It's one of those, if you're working a Web2 job, sure, hire somebody that's qualified and whatnot. But Web3 crypto, like, it's all about the culture.
It is, and that's I think it's definitely coming back. And I do obviously believe fully, and we've all been talking about that, these avatars can be super powerful just in the fact that you can see them on the timeline. And I just want to give a special shout out to many people, but first and foremost, man, Bailey hitting us with this. If you have not checked it out, it's about a 4.5 minute video. I'm not going to show the whole thing, but basically trying to help people, just basic things to get you started. And Bailey's the type of human, he is so dope that he will, I promise you got a question, if you got, need some advice, etc., he will freaking answer a DM and he will share it with you. Again, this is like kind of the TLDR version. But the fact that we have community members, and obviously, they had worked with, it looked like maybe 6 or 7 of these amazing creatives to get them, get their hands on the files first, which we've all wanted, right? We've all been like, hey, please get it to these people so they can test it out, fuck around and find out. And that's exactly what they did. And so then you get something like this because you brought Bailey in, and now Bailey takes it upon himself to say, yo, let's freaking create this little tutorial to help people who have no clue what the fuck they're doing in 3D. So
and that's freaking epic of Bailey to do that, right? Because he totally could have cornered the market and been like, oh, I'm
100%.
a 3D render king. You want a 3D render? Like, you're going to have to pay me. But he's like, trust me, I can do it better, but I'll show you.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I think a lot of this is just like, for him, I think he just wants people to be able to, again, fuck around and find out, try it out, dip their toe in the water a little bit. But definitely king shit here that he, has this tutorial. Again, if you don't follow Bailey Tattoo, I don't know what you're doing at this point. And there are some others that I'm going to share here as we continue talking. But again, I think the avatars, I haven't opened mine yet just because I've been running ragged in the real life as a teacher and coach. But dude, he survived his spicy noodles. But I'm excited to kind of, again, take a look at Bailey's tutorial, sit down, see what I can do. And a lot of this is just like, hey, because I feel like it's one of those things. Even if I'm doing very basic things, you could go down a rabbit hole and 3 hours later, you're like, damn, dude, I spent 3 hours. I didn't really create a whole lot, but it was fun as hell just to kind of, I like learning, right? Like I like learning new skills. And this is something that's a creative skill that I definitely appreciate. So Will, I know you're probably mouth is on fire for that.
It's a little bit. I was keeping on mute and camera off, so I wouldn't just, so
you're not sweating.
See me like I'm like munching on just plain tortilla chips, trying to get some salt in there to cool the fire down a little bit. But
trying to figure it out. Man, obviously we've all been waiting for these avatars, but this is something that you a while ago, you were just really excited to be your ape basically and be able to, obviously go into the other side, but also be able to create content. And so I guess what's your biggest take? We knew this was coming, but the fact that they did it on I guess 24 or maybe 12 hours late, but even still, basically within 24 hours of the 3rd birthday of the Bored Ape Yacht Club, how excited are you? And kind of what's been your quick glance, I guess, at the timeline of everybody creating?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, right? It's epic to see apes in their 3D form hitting the timelines almost instantly. We got Baron in here. He was the first one to be like, fuck the haters. And like that was pretty funny. And then like who was the double blue beams? Was that Brandon?
That was sick.
Double blue beams, double birds or whatever, something like that. I mean, it's just stupid fun, right? Like now literally I expect something along the lines of, how we had all of the PFPs?
That's epic.
That
Dude, so
like people would do derivative overlays of PFPs. I wouldn't be surprised if there's something that comes around where, maybe somebody makes a pose for your ape like that, like the double bird.
Oh yeah.
And, and then like suddenly you have everybody throwing their model in there, creating that, and just like blasting
all over
it
the
across
timeline, bro.
Yeah.
It's
Everybody's
that kind of
personal
shit that
agents.
dude. Okay, this one right here, holy
Dude,
dude,
it's so good,
It's
bro.
so
you like
sick.
you see like the detail in the face, the smile, like the whole like everything, like the yeah, dude. It's just it's everything I thought it would be, and then some.
It's like just a whole new part of the club now.
Look
It's
at this
insane.
hat, the hat movement on this
Yeah,
one, dude.
that's sick.
Isn't
Even
that
like the
ridiculous,
tabs look
bro?
so
Yeah.
good.
The funny thing though, right, is like when you're playing, I knew there was something off, right? When we were running around in Otherside, and it's just not as beautiful as this model is, right? Like you're missing the higher details, you're missing some of the stuff when you're running around as your ape in Otherside. And so I mean, yeah, the fact that the full 3D model is just this epic. I'm just super excited about it. I want to find somebody to do some sort of like intro animation of some sort. I don't know exactly what that'll look like yet, but I need to cook up some ideas and then get my ape animated for sure. I'll be right back.
And then this will be me when I try to jump in to do any 3D rendering. Somehow my neck will be that long. Shout out to Camel. And then this just in itself right here, this is just dope. Definitely looks like a hip hop album or something, punk album, an album cover for sure. And so I wanted to go back and I know this is kind of going down back to what we were just talking about, but here's the post is I could be down about what was done to my baby. Think those on-chain fuck-ups are too big, a drag plus fade into the background, or I could go on a warpath to fix everything and hope folks have my back as I do that. And then I love
Got your back, Garga.
fucking Gordon with the fucking Photoshop. It's just the fucking picture just propped on. And then D Farmer, of course, you got to get the Braveheart in there. So man,
my sword.
that's the thing is like, I think it just takes a little bit, and we've talked about this too, it just takes a little bit of just showing your human side or your ape side, if you will, and just kind of, I don't know, be vulnerable, be yourself, and don't be afraid to be too PC, right? Like do what we did at the beginning, like say the stupid shit, like say the funny shit, say the dumb stuff, and don't be afraid to say when you make a mistake. And so definitely excited for that. Again, just super ready to continue to see all of the different. Oh shit, this is that same, I think, person. I gotta show this one too. These are just so good, dude. I'm just scrolling the timeline, but I'm just excited to see more and more people jump in and continue to create. So, I mean, come on,
super sick.
Just like what the hell, dude? Like, it just looks so good. It's like, all right, when Bored Ape freaking movie, right?
Dude,
Like,
Otherside who right now, bro? I don't care, bro. We are talking about the freaking BAYC 3D models, my guy. Otherside Town Hall, that shit can wait. Like, we've been talking about this for a hot second. Like, I just want to like emphasize, it only goes up from here. Like the whole the vibes, the everything. Because I'm serious, it's this stupid. Yeah, we've needed this unlock. And personally, in my opinion, we've needed this unlock for far too long.
Yep.
It is interesting.
I mean, it's kind of good that it's coming now.
Everything's coming together again. I'm like, yo, this is going somewhere. We're cooking up the we're the vibes are going to be cooking from this point on. And maybe it's just, perfect timing. Perfect time.
This one's so good as well. And it's funny because Justin just mentioned Tropical Virtual. This is just like, look at how like the 3D glasses, they moved them off the face as they continued to iterate. And here's the final. Like, that's just
so epic.
Bro, that's so freaking good.
Dude, seeing that,
bro,
honestly made me feel like maybe there's a shot that I could throw together some half-ass decent composition if I can just find enough models on the internet to throw together like that. It made me feel like I had a chance seeing the step-by-step. I was like, it's not going to be as clean. It's not going to be as good, but like,
yeah, no,
gonna have to give it a shot.
Maybe.
I can't download my model though right now. Don't know why. Doesn't register my ape in the wallet. So,
oh boy, you actually clicked the wrong link. You went to go get it animated.
I'm surprised you don't actually own your ape anymore.
Someone said, hey, do you want your ape animated? And I responded immediately. And then I checked my wallet. My ape's gone. So,
damn.
We're really bringing back the basics with that one.
Yeah, that is understatement of the freaking year. We're taking it all the way back. Everyone asking for animations and getting their ape trained. But again, nonetheless, just so many All right, fine. I got to show one more for now, and then I'm sure I'll find more as we go. But as resident, we like the Meebits too, and we love Bailey. Like Bailey's one of our favorite people, 100%. This right here, I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's epic.
The ape
With the
and the
Meebit, too.
Meebit. I mean,
Playing some Pong.
that's just chef's kiss. Playing little Pong. And look at all the details in the back, all the different ape things, Meebit things. It's all so good. So good. We love Bailey. Definitely goated. Man. So again, it takes two things really to get things kind of feeling even better than before. And again, I would say that over the last 2 months, and Garga's been, at the I guess the captain chair for about 2 months. It's already started to feel better, right? They've made some decisions. They moved off some of the gaming assets, which again, we can go back and forth on that. But again, at the end of the day, I think what they are intending to do and doing is much more focus on the things that, kind of got us all started. And so back to basics, they're taking that very literally. We're talking Bored Ape and Mutant Apes. We're talking Otherside, and we're talking punks, right? And then these other things fit in there. So you got, Moonbirds, Meebits, those things are going to be fitting in the other side. And again, Meebtropolis, I think is in May, or I could be crazy. I feel like it was in May. But and so speaking on Otherside, or speaking of board meetings first, I was unable to attend just because of the time. But from that, I don't know if either of you were able to sit on the board meeting. Was that yesterday? I had baseball practice, so
I half listened to it, so I caught a little bit and missed a little bit. But
okay.
So you're like half an ape.
You're half an ape, dude. You got to send half of it back.
Hey, I mean that's what I was, the full bull market. So
that's true. That's true. We're going back to basics.
Back to basics.
No, but I guess a few takeaways. Obviously, it was the birthday, and happy birthday, big fucking happy birthday to the Bored Ape Yacht Club. I mean, we would never have had this show. We would have potentially never met, which is crazy to think about now. And we've become, really good friends here in this crazy Web3 space, all because of a silly fucking monkey JPEG.
That video that they had posted for 3 years, it was just one of those like, man, I know apes have done a lot, but that was one of those like, wow, apes have done a lot. Like
it was zoom out.
It's been crazy.
And you know what? Because you mentioned
it was what, $100 mint, like insane.
Dude, it's crazy. I think it was $250 or something stupid like that. I mean, it was cheap, right? And either way, tomato fucking tomato. And on that note, it's too good not to play it. We can't talk about it and sit here and be like, oh, whatever. So let's go ahead and let it freaking rip. Here we go.
Just lay down and hide. We've all got these voices within our heads. We've all got these questions within through our heads. Anything you want, anything you need, anytime you want, anytime you need. Rip it off, expose what is true. Turn it up, just find something new. We've all got these insecurities. All got laid down and what you need. Anything you want, anything you need. What time you want? Anytime you need. Anything you want. Anything you need. Anytime you want. Anytime. I see you so far away. I see you in the distance. I'm gonna pick it up and run to you. I see you so far away. I see you in the distance. I'm gonna pick it up and run to you.
Freaking sick.
Dude, it's so fucking good. And then again, like, I think, Bryce, what you just said is important. Like, and we've talked about this on the stream too, man, sometimes you just gotta zoom freaking out. You just gotta zoom out because holy shit. Like when we really sit here and think about it, because it's easy. It's really easy to forget about the little things even, right? Like you think about Apes vs. Mutants, the game where they showed that. That's nostalgic as hell. I know. I know none of us were really sleeping, but at the end of the day, that was fun as hell. It was a community builder. People were playing for silly, you know, fucking Curtis plushies and Captain
grinding for that bond.
Dude,
I missed it by like 3-4 slots.
But it's just like, man, when you really zoom out 3 years, that's what they did. That's freaking insane. Like that's actually insane. No way, you know, day one that anyone had that vision that it was going there. At least, you know what I mean? Like, no freaking way. Like, I don't care how bullish you were, Maxi. There's no way you knew where it was headed. And so the fact that they've been able to do those things, obviously, definitely mistakes along the way, 100%. But man, still unbelievably and probably more bullish than ever. And then you see, and I know it's little things, but BMW wishes them a happy birthday and says, hey, let's have fun in Portugal or Lisbon, whatever they said, right? Same thing. That's dope. So like, let's see another activation with BMW. And then I guess I wasn't in the meeting, but I saw that BAYC and BMW once again have activations this year with Bored Ape. So again, we can say whatever we all say, and I've said it too, and the timeline has as well. But yo, can we just take a step back, zoom out for a second, and realize all the dope things? And I think they're realizing and figuring out also as a team what they're really, really freaking good at. They're focusing that shit in. The sights are on that thing now, and they're just sniping great things, right? So you got Avatars, looks dope. Hey, let's go into the other side for this meeting next week. Freaking dope. Let's hit Me Bits in the other side in May. Fucking dope. Let's have another dope ass merch collab. Fire. Let's hit Lisbon like our hair's on fire. Like these are things they do well. And then along the way, surprise and delight. At the end of the day, man, happy fucking birthday to the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Avatars are here. And then I guess the next thing I'd like to talk a little bit about is, man, expectations and thoughts of the first Otherside town hall, being in the other side.
I don't know what to expect. I really don't. I imagine it'll probably be similar to like the big amphitheater from like Trip 2, I think. My guess is it'll just kind of be like meet there, and then maybe we have like them projected on the screen or something to where everybody can see it. But yeah, I really don't know what to expect because it's not at the clubhouse, right? It seems like if it was at the clubhouse, that'd be like apes or mutant specific.
I think you're right there.
Overall, Otherside. So I imagine it's not at the clubhouse.
I definitely agree with that. And all I gotta say is, and I wanted to pull this in anyways, on this note, we've been talking, and a lot of people have been thinking, well, what the hell's up with Improbable? Right? Like, what the fuck is up with Improbable?
Yeah, and Garga did say during the board meeting that they will be talking about it during the
there we go.
During the other side.
And so Bored Ape Gazette, shout out to Kyle, says planning to hold an Otherside meta town hall from the metaverse next week. And Herman just did that. And then everyone's like, oh shit. So again, interesting to see these back and forth, because to be fair, when Daniel and basically in 2023, we'll just say 2023, man, it felt like Improbable and them had just like straight up had a divorce, right? Like
pretty much
had a divorce. Their shit was on the street, threw it out the fucking window, broken, shattered everywhere. And now with Garga back on the trigger, being the trigger man, it looks like maybe some of that, maybe not the entire relationship as it once was, but at least some of that is being integrated. So that's interesting. You know, I know that they talked about building up Otherside from ground zero, and maybe along the way they just found out that maybe the spatial audio is something that they do want, and that, you know, Improbable does it best, and maybe they can incorporate different, you know, facets of Improbable in. It's just interesting. It's interesting. It's still like I find that exciting. Like again, I think they're figuring out what's the best. Dutch auction Dan, yeah, that's right. Dutch auction freaking Dan. God bless him. But I'm excited. Will, thoughts on having a town hall in the other side?
It'll be interesting. It'll be exciting. Are we running around as our apes? Do we know?
Great question. I think we're getting more details. It seemed like soon, so I would assume maybe Friday of this week or Monday.
I doubt we're running around as our apes. I just imagine that's more prep work for
Yeah.
them to like make sure all wallets are like delegated and whatnot. Versus like if it's just one of those, all right, tough luck Voyagers, like this time everybody's just coming through as the
robot dudes.
Yeah, the robot dudes, the NPCs.
Yeah, the NPCs for sure.
Well, they're playable, but
yeah,
you get the idea.
Also, so definitely interesting. It would be cool if we could run around. It'd be cool if we
next
could
week, Dino.
a little bit. Yes.
Next week.
Otherside Town Hall #1, which is something they'd talked about here for a few weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's good to have an update on that too. I know we've definitely talked, and they have too, that they need to be more communicative and making sure that we're updated on that. And again, I don't need a daily thing, but when you say, you know, you're going to have a town hall, and then it was quiet for a couple of weeks. It was like, damn it, not back to the same old 6 months from now, we'll hear about Otherside. So this is definitely faster than before. And so I guess I'm just excited. At the end of the day, I'm excited. I'm not expecting a ton of things. I'm not expecting this, you know, GTA style game to be ready and available for us to play as we are talking town hall. I'm just expecting us to be able to go in there. Maybe there's one simple thing that we can do. Maybe we get to explore a different type of land type. That'd be cool, right? Like if they had an acid land or something like ready to roll, and that's where we had it. That'd be kind of cool. Just so we can see what it looks like. But besides that, I think it's just a time to get together. Why not use the platform if it can work? And it's testing out for them. You know, it's putting different pressure points on the tech to make sure that it's ready to roll when you want to do all these other fun things. So excited about that. Obviously, you know, if you just talk about, you know, specific to floor price, and to be honest, I don't look at it too much, but there was actually more people joining. It seems to be about 40-ish, give or take, new people buying a mutant or Bored Ape. It could definitely be a mutant as well, or joining the ecosystem in some capacity. I find that cool. There's definitely been some people that I've known that were not apes before, and they've joined over the last, I guess, 2 to 3 weeks. So that's, I think, exciting for sure, long term. And as I know one thing. Not that anyone's gonna go do this right away, but you guys put me on the Magic Eden you know, listing.
Yes.
Fun.
Yes.
That's what we'll say, right? And so
I've been having an update.
Oh, I've been doing that, and I have 21,000 or so.
Let's go.
Which is dope. But I moved it up a little bit today because I was starting to get a little nervous because I was like, oh shoot. I was like 20 or so, and it wasn't like that much. You know, it was like an ETH and a half off, and I was like, I'll move it up a little bit. But it's been fun to just kind of like, I mean, really just collect. It's been fun. We'll say fun. So I've definitely sort of kept an eye on the price point. I'm you know what? People used to call me Farmer Phil, even though I never farmed a day in my life. And now
so you're just living
yeah,
you're taking a new form.
A new form of farming. But no, I would just say I've had to sort of pay it. Yeah, diamonds. I've been having to pay attention a little bit more than before, just because it was starting to move, which again felt good. Like I like when floor prices of NFT even ones I don't own, I like when they go up because people are feeling better about things, and that's great. I don't like to see things crash and burn. So it looks like, I don't know, just over 13-ish floor, which doesn't seem like much, but again, a few moments ago it felt like we were going to 5 or maybe 2 or maybe 0 actually. So 13-ish feels all right. And at the end of the day, yes, my guy, Magic Eden Diamonds. We can talk. If you need to talk. Yes, trying to get some. Go ahead.
I was gonna just lay out the playbook real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Why not? If people are watching us, like, why not? Fuck it.
So obviously, if you list an ape on Magic Eden, you get diamonds. If you list an ape on Blur, you get Blur points. You can just kind of list it above the floor and like get like a very kind of like slow passive drip.
Yep.
But a lot of these things, like when you're farming this stuff, it might not look like a lot in the moment, but it's when you stack it up over multiple hours, multiple days, multiple whatever. I mean, you went from.
I started with maybe like, I think I had
2,000 maybe
$4,000, $2,000.
Okay, so I mean, but you've gone up.
So that was what,
1,000 extra diamonds.
Yeah, that's probably 4 or 5 weeks ago.
So
I mean, it's not like a whole lot, but it's
still
more diamonds than
more than 0, right? It's like And I
Like
haven't
if you didn't list it, you'd still only be at 4K
correct.
or whatever. So
And I haven't been like super aggressive. I've always been about, I would say probably 30 from the floor ish. Yeah, go ahead.
you're muted though, Will, but nice.
Am I still muted?
List
No,
my
I hear
ape
you.
Am I
for
good?
half
Can
floor.
you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
I said
You get all
max
the
diamonds if I buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, facts.
If I don't buy it, then I'm gonna yo, Magic Eaton, cancel that one.
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
diamonds.
No good. That's 0 negative diamonds actually.
Nope.
No, I was actually kind of hoping, because you just never know. Like sometimes people like apes for whatever reason. I was actually hoping that someone would buy mine so I could just buy the floor. Because wouldn't I get diamonds if I bought the diamond thing as well? Like
You have to buy the one. So like on Magic Eden, because I was doing this with Codas, or not with Codas, with Catalyst and whatnot. You can buy the one that's listed with a diamond.
yeah.
It's got to be filled in though.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
you get the full amount of the points. If you
Right.
buy the one that's got the broken diamond or the broken heart or the whatever,
Yeah.
You don't get as much maybe.
Right. No, and that's what I was thinking. I was watching the ones that's the diamond filter. And I was like, dude, that would have been kind of sick, if I took an ETH and a half off the table or whatever it was, a little dub and still be able to get just a floor ape, because I still want to have 2 apes right now at least. And maybe that'll change at some point.
Yeah.
But man,
And then you'd probably skyrocket your freaking diamonds on that one, because I'm pretty sure people were saying mutants were given like 4K diamonds, which seems maybe a little broken.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We're figuring it out, dude. We're figuring it freaking out. But nonetheless, that's been, I would just say, like, fun to have a little bit of skin in the game. Very minuscule, by the way. Very minuscule. I've been listing
you're dipping your toe in the water,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you found the platform you liked or wanted to, I mean, Yuga's backing that one. So like, obviously maybe there's an extra benefit for the, like, some other activation within Yuga for BAYC with diamonds apart from something else, but we don't know. So yeah.
But I'm still excited to look and see, like, 21,000 diamonds. That's definitely more than 2,000. So I'm definitely fired about that. So it was funny at school though. I was like, dude, I feel like I need to like have be able to access my fucking wallet if I need to move this bitch, because it started to move and I was like,
welcome to the daily struggle that Bryce and I deal with. We were like going stupid hard trying to bid on Blast NFTs on Mintify. And so like we had like our ringers on, we were sitting there sweating, bro. We were like
sleeping like 3 hours a night, like
trying to manage these bids. And then the funny thing is we ended up getting hosed because Mintify didn't get last gold as we were hoping for. But anyways, it was a fun little stretch.
Got wrecked. Not ETH-wise.
We got lit up with some whatchamacallit.
We kind of did get wrecked.
NFTs. So we're gonna hold those and see what happens. But
that's the thing.
Hopefully,
a lot of this is just fuck around, find out, see what happens later. A lot of this stuff hasn't been completely, the plan has not been completely laid out. So again, for me, anyone watching, if you want to, you can list that thing. You got to be like, obviously, if you don't want it to sell, be pretty like somewhat aware at least, and have it maybe 2 ETH above, however comfortable you want to be. I typically count how many apes are below that, and then obviously if there was only 20 but it was all within half an ETH, maybe I'd go up a little bit higher, but I usually am about between 25 and 30 from the floor ish. And then again, if it gets swept or something, then I make a decision on what to do. If there's a massive sweep, that just hasn't happened. And so for me, it's just about, honestly, it's about farming diamonds. And if someone wants my, it is a very boring looking fucking ape. My second one, it's very fucking boring. A nice light blue background and fucking bored ass face. If they want it, shit, let's go. I'll fucking take the dub and get into a different ape. So at the end of the day, we like to mess around. We like to see what the mechanics are. And we'll see what, again, I'm not saying I'm buying a fucking Lambo from this, but it's still more than nothing. Like you guys said, it's more than just sitting here and talking about being active and then not actually being active. So at the end of the day, I'm a little more active than I was. Gentlemen, what else is on our mind collection wise, or maybe timeline wise, or things that maybe tripped your trigger? Obviously, again, we've talked naturally a lot about Yuga, and the main things being the avatars and the board meetings and kind of Otherside updates, and Garga, basically showing the big balls, dragging them jokers around. But what else has been on our mind? What are things that are feeling better this week?
I'll be honest, I'm still checked out of most of the entire crypto ecosystem except for Blast. I mean, that is still where I'm just putting all of my time and energy and money into. So it'll probably be that way until May, until they, their token goes live.
Right.
Just because it's one of the, it's the opportunity probably of 2024. So I'm going to hit it hard as crap.
It reminds me of that tweet from he who shall not be named, Beanie, who mentioned last cycle. There was a tweet that he had put out there that was like, yo, if you're not making like an one ETH a day, you're doing it wrong or something like that. And like, it reminds me so much of that moment when like everything that you minted skyrocketed.
Yeah.
No matter what it was, anything you touched, it literally turned to gold.
Yep.
And so I feel like it's like, as the closest we've gotten to that kind of, those kind of
silly status, right?
crazy,
Like just stupid silly status, bro.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of like what I feel like we're experiencing right now with like on Blast. Basically everybody's just running around to different apps, trying to tap in and collect Blast Gold wherever the hell they can, because it's kind of,
it's hardish to get.
It feels like it's like the one-way ticket to Gen Wealth right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, that's definitely fair, and that's exciting. Obviously, get that bag, as Anthony said.
Yeah, so I definitely want to mess around with my 3D ape at some point.
Yeah,
but that'll probably happen after May. And like,
I got to
that's
button first.
I think that's fair for sure. May, is it early May? Have they set a date, or is it just May in general?
It's probably gonna be the last day. It's probably like a Yuga thing.
Yeah,
very last day in May.
That's fair. That's fair enough. Speaking of May, also Dookie Dash, there was, I guess we forgot to mention this real quickly, that basically they're trying to make sure that it's fun for normies and for us too. And so we like to see that. Like, let's make sure that bitch is ready to roll before you push it out. You don't want to push it out and then it just flop. So I don't mind it waiting a little bit more if they think they can add whatever mechanics or et cetera that they think will make it better. That's great. Go ahead and wait. Blast right now to make money. Fire away.
There definitely are. Go ahead, Will.
I was going to say the one thing that has been like a consistent layup for Bryce and I has been anytime there is like a hyped space that gets launched on District 1, if you buy within that first, like there's a fair trading period where anybody can come in and they can buy a maximum of 2 shares. And so basically, if you can get in on one of those, that's probably your most like, yes, you're gonna bag some of the token called OLE, and then it usually, I mean, if it's a hyped mint or a hyped space, it's gonna pump pretty hard. So then I don't know, you might hit a 5x, 4x, pretty easy.
Yeah, I don't know how many hyped spaces are still joining D1, but I mean, there was one created literally yesterday that went from free, or not free, but like $10 or $100 up to what's it at, like 13 or 1400 right now.
Oh, dude, it was stupid. That one bow tied, whatever the heck. I was gonna say Fantasy has not launched a space yet. I saw someone trying to like launch a copycat of it.
That's a guarantee.
That one would be, yeah, you would definitely want to hit that one up. Other than that, I feel like a lot of the things on Blast kind of are like running around trying not to lose money to collect Blast Gold. There's nothing like, it's not like you're going to like ape into a shit coin and it's going to pump a gajillion percent. Like, but in terms of like things that Bryce and I have consistently hit on would definitely be things in District 1.
Yeah, District 1's a good one. There's also like, if you're looking for more of like a free farm where you're not going to lose money, but you're also not going to make money, there's a dApp called Blaster where it's like refundable NFTs. So you can just like lock some funds away for a day. It depends on the collection. Some of them are a day. Some of them go up to 30 days, 100 days. But you essentially just lock your money in there. And then it's based on your TVL. So if you have like an ETH worth in there, you should be getting 20, 30, 40 gold. So you won't lose money there, but you'll get gold that will turn into free money in May.
We like free money. Free money in May.
Like free money.
So this is like a quick overview of Blaster. Cyrus Space up here. He's got 400 ETH locked into it. Your boy down here, ARA's Blast Adventures, baby. we had some people come through, lock up some ETH in the NFT that I launched. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, basically there's like the whole concept is it's refundable. So like if you put stuff in, there's a lock duration for some of them. And then like, you know, if you put in the 0.069, minted it, it unlocks 24 hours later because I set it to a 1 day. You can go in and you can actually refund. So like someone came in and they refunded a bunch of theirs.
Go to your My Items and you can probably see the refundable status.
Thank you. So like here, I've got one that's got 0.69 ETH in it, and then you just click refund, and then it would, you know, send you through whatever that you're basically losing ownership of the token, but you're getting your 0.69 ETH back in this case.
I think this would be cool. Obviously, Yuga's kind of now going away from the gaming route. But imagine, right, we had the heavy metal game, but in order to get your sewer pass or whatever, you had to lock up half an ETH. And then you had to play the game. Like, and then it's one of those, Yuga could get the yield off of the ETH sitting in there. But then,
so, you know. Yes. So basically that is the concept. We saw like NFT Statistics launched his photography collection, which those minted out at half an ETH a piece. And so the idea there is like, as long as people are holding those NFTs, they have their funds locked inside the contract. And so NFT Stats is able to get the yield off of all of that ETH that's locked in there. So what's the ETH yield right now? It's like maybe 3 or 4%, 3.3%. So if you have 100 ETH in TVL locked for a year, Stats would be making like 3.3 ETH a year just from people holding on to his NFTs. And then at any time they could, you know, either sell them for more money if they're like, yo, like the NFT Stats collection minted out and like a lot of people want to collect more of them. They could potentially be traded for higher values and then have the half an ETH locked in it, which you could then burn at any time and get that back out. So yeah, I don't know. It's a whole bunch of things that is like, we're just fucking around trying new shit right now, seeing what works.
This MFR sold a half an ETH per picture.
Bro, I got you right here. Let me show you.
But it's one of those, like, you're not actually, I mean, you can get your half an ETH back.
He didn't. So he sold the collection, right? Let me find it. Where'd he go?
Boom, might have to Google it.
There's a bunch of crap in here too.
Bunch of crap.
What am I missing here? Minting? No, minted out.
There it is.
Dude,
top middle right. GM photography.
The picture changed. Okay. Yes. So NFT Stats. He had 205 NFTs that minted at half an ETH a piece. He did not get 102.5 ETH for this sale. He doesn't get any of that ETH.
He doesn't get any of that.
All that he gets is the yield off of that 102.5 ETH for the duration that people hold the NFTs. So if his collection remains minted out for a year, then he would be getting roughly 3 point something ETH for this collection. And then I guess technically he might get his collection on like marketplaces, so he could get the trading fees if people come in and trade. But like you can go here and see that someone has already spent 0.54. So someone said, oh, like I want to, you know, maybe someone thought, I don't care that the NFT only has half an ETH locked in it. I'm going to spend 0.04 extra so that I can buy one since it's already minted out. So like, I wouldn't be surprised, depending on like, you know, how good the collection is. NFT Stats is a big name in the space. Like these could easily, you know, get swept up pretty dang quick, just because technically it's really like you're only buying the NFT for 0.05 ETH instead of like 0.55. You're just having to lock that additional value in the NFT so that Stats can earn the yield on that, as like that's his incentive, right? So like some of these collections, there's a lot of stuff going on. Like there's 400 ETH in Gold Diggers, 425 ETH in Farming Friends, which are made by different people. This one's made by Vopa.
You're still showing Mentify.
Oh shit, my bad. 425 ETH in this one called Farming Friends. The TLDR, a lot of reasons why people are dumping a bunch of ETH into these collections right now is because they Blaster has about what was
Hit
it,
the reward.
30,000 old first distribution 1 gold to give away, and then they got an additional 90,000 golds to give away.
73,000, but was it 73 or were they 90?
No, it's 90,000.
90, yeah, they are 90, huh?
So, but anyways, though, people are doing some back of the napkin math saying, oh, there's only 1,500 ETH locked in collections on Blaster. I'm then going to turn around and
so if they're getting
these collections, park some ETH in there temporarily. I'll be rewarded with Blast Gold. The creators, are going to either, like, I think in this case, Cyrus has his set at 85%. So he'll earn 15%. Did I do math right? Yeah, 15% of the gold that would be distributed for this ETH that's locked in this collection. But I mean, basically, it's just people parking some ETH in different collections, and we're just trying some shit right now. You know, like some of these are just different stuff. Like we had the photography one, we had Pranksy's got his rock collection in here.
Oh God,
4 ETH TVO. But I mean, it's not like it's not like he earned 4 ETH. He's just essentially is holding people's funds and not even holding them. The contract's holding them. And then, so anyways, refundable NFTs. They're interesting.
And the people that are doing this are simply buying these with the knowledge that they'll get gold from it. Is that basically?
They're buying them with the knowledge that I spent money on them and I can get all of that money back. The thing that you lose is you don't earn the yield on your ETH while it's not in your wallet. So that's one of the beauties of Blast. We have, I think, what is it? There's YOLO games, which is like GambleFi type stuff. They don't take a huge, or maybe they don't take any, anyways, fees and stuff like that are essentially zero because collections are able to use the yield off of users' funds that are locked inside their dApps, and then they can use those fees. So you can see here the Blast native yield basically is kind of like what's allowing some of these things to have 0% fees. So that's kind of like what's driving it all. What was I going to say? There was something else I was going to mention. There's another one too, where it's like, imagine if it's like, there's an app called IKB, which is like sports betting. You deposit funds in there. Like if IKB became like this massive app and they had millions of dollars, they would be making whatever the yield is.
Yeah, what? It's 10% or
there's
13%?
10% right now on USDB. So they would be making 10% on the millions of dollars that are the users' funds locked inside their sports betting contract or whatever.
Yeah, if they had 10 mil.
So that's like where the incentives come from, because it's like if you can interact with these apps and then just forfeit your yield, it's a lot less stress on the user. The dApps the teams are incentivized to try and make a quality product that people want to use and keep their funds in. I don't know. It's interesting stuff.
I definitely see it from like the perspective of people wanting to create whatever the NFT or game or whatever, right? Like the many different things. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense to me. Like I can see that. And the way that you get, again, this is maybe a really stupid question, but maybe somebody else watching has the same one. The way that your project, I'll just use yours, Blast Adventures. The way that your people would get gold is if you are a popular one. Is that basically what it is, or no?
It'll be purely based off TVL.
Okay.
For the most,
we're talking about for this platform.
Yeah.
For this platform.
Yeah.
Like there's 1,500 total ETH. If Will's collection has 67.95 divided by 1,500 ETH, it has X% of gold.
Gotcha.
If they're distributing 10,000 gold, he gets X% of that 10,000, and that gets spread across all the NFTs.
Gotcha.
Or I guess it gets split based off of the value of the NFTs held inside the thing.
It's also interesting. I don't know if we really touched on it, but the whole refundable aspect, or not refundable, but there's an upgrade aspect where you can upgrade the NFT and you basically forfeit it out of the contract. So when you upgrade the NFT, you're basically saying, I will not accept a refund on it. But when you do that, your funds, rather than being locked in the contract, actually get sent directly to the creator.
So like
So
this
that's
one,
like
for
another way.
example,
Then
I have a
the
blaster
projects will-
key.
Mhm.
I've got a blaster key that's upgraded. So I think I spent like 0.3 ETH on it. And so like I can no longer get the 0.3 ETH out of it, but I sent it to the creator of the project. So like if I came in here and upgraded my GM photography, the NFT stats photo before it revealed or whatever, or even after it revealed, I would essentially be saying like, here you go, stats. I'm going to give you half an ETH.
You should do that.
And why? But okay, again, this is maybe stupid, but why would you do that? Though, what's the?
If there's incentive,
Well,
like if
because
there's
like
an incentive, maybe Yuga has heavy metal going, and it's like, oh, if you upgrade your NFT, you get a 20% boost. I mean, like, you just have to come up with an incentive for people to say, yes, this is worth spending that much money.
In some sense, it's just a way to differentiate the items in the collection, right? So it's like, yo, these are like the diehards. Like they're like, I'm not going anywhere. I don't ever intend to sell this NFT. So you may as well just have my ETH. It's kind of like a way that you could think about it, right?
Yeah.
Because like if you're going to upgrade it, you're kind of just stripping the value of it.
Well, think about it in like Bored Apes, right? If they were under this model, right, minted out at $250 a piece, so anybody that wanted out could sell their Bored Ape for $250, but instead, more than 10,000 apes were in demand, right? So the prices started going up. It becomes more and more of a flex too, of like, oh yeah,
Dude.
I upgraded it, or as soon as the price
right?
is so much higher than the floor, you don't really care about the value locked in there because you'll just sell it for more than what's locked on the secondary. So then you would
like
just
at that point too, like if apes minted out at 0.08 using this refundable NFT thing, like I'm not selling my ape. I would have just upgraded it already and just been like, here you go, Yuga, here's your 0.08 ETH that I originally minted for it, yada yada yada. Now there's some things that I would like to see like expanded
I would like instant
for this.
Yeah. Instant royalties for creators on the secondary. Like throw that in there right away.
Well, I mean, that's minimal. But what I'm talking about though is like
for apes,
the ability to increase the value locked. So if you're like, I want to be like a super supporter, is there a way? And currently I've poked around. There's not a way yet with blaster keys, but I guess technically in the future they could be like, oh, everybody, maybe there's a way to increase how much ETH you have staked in your NFT, or staked held in the NFT, etc. So that Yuga could, if we're talking about the ape example,
sure.
Maybe when Yuga wants to do some kind of thing where they're like, hey, apes, Ape Fest is around the corner. Please increase your ape to, from a 0.08 ETH lock, add this additional amount, 1 ETH on top. This would then be refundable after a different set period of time. But like, we're going to be using this period to gauge interest for Ape Fest. And then they'd be getting some yield off of that increased amount that you locked in there, which obviously you wouldn't want to make it too overbearing. But like if apes are, 10 ETH plus floor, hey, can you guys lock an ETH in here just to kind of weed out people that are trying to game the system, yada, 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 to get tickets for Ape Fest, and then, lock it for a month. We're going to use that yield for some other kind of experience or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
it could be anything. But like, I feel like there are some things that could be expanded on this concept that actually like really supercharges this whole idea. And then gets creators using them in very interesting ways.
And that's, I think, the great thing about Blast and their whole L2 is it's with this native yield, it just unlocks a totally different way for all of these dApps to, I guess, kind of do business or function. So it'd be cool if in the future Yuga did some stuff over here with the native yield and messed around with some of the Blast features.
We definitely shall see, but great explanation, gents. Again, I guarantee some people got a bunch out of that. I saw something pop up on the timeline just a second ago.
I just saw it too.
Well,
I did not.
I'm going to assume that it's the same thing. Maybe not, though. But this is what I saw. And if it's different, that's that. Here There you go.
Oh,
We got Heavy Metals, Legends of the Mara. Oh, fudge nugs. I got to go make sure that I didn't have any.
Oh boy, there it goes.
I got to make sure I don't have any of those collections listed on Magic
Oh,
Eden,
yeah,
'cause I'm
Magic
not
Eden.
trying to nuke my loyalty here.
Heavy Metal and LOT.
So again, a little
Pretty sure
upgrade here from Far Away is, as promised, Heavy Metal and Legends of the Mara collections are now available for trading on Blur and OpenSea, which they said they were doing. That's not new information, but it's officially and they said it would take about a week, and I think it did take just about a week. So
It's
a little
officially
update.
official.
It's officially official.
Dude, honestly,
No Mars. No.
makes me happy to see. I'm not gonna lie. That was a much needed move.
I'll be honest. This is the first time I'm seeing the Kodamara PFP collection logo, and it looks pretty badass. Looking at it on Magic Eden.
You want to share your screen?
Yeah, I'm trying
Real
to pull
quick.
it up right now. Oh,
Oh, dude, I didn't even realize you couldn't
I
see
thought this,
Kodamara's earlier
this
on.
logo's
Oh yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Sick.
yeah. It is sick.
It
Yeah.
looks pretty cool. Forget the Genesis bubble bot, but there you go.
No, that's dope. It does look cool. One very quick last note when we're talking about listings, and we've talked a ton about in-game marketplace and like please win. Garga started talking a bit about, made some comments on the timeline here even today or maybe yesterday about asking about these. He said something about Blast, I feel like, and also maybe it was, I thought it was Blast.
Yeah, he asked about Arbitrum, or he was
Blast,
like
base,
optimism, whatever, and then he was like, "What's everybody
Arbitrum.
doing on Arbitrum?"
Yeah. And then he said something about Ape Chain, which is interesting. Again, I'm not saying that's a home run, but the fact that I think they realize that, man, there's got to, I mean, come on. When's the Agora marketplace that's in game, that's, super seamless and just dummy proof, right? Like, I feel like that's so needed as they move into this next iteration of whatever it is. Otherside, when you have, you talk about artifacts and shit and you want to trade them, like surely that's got to be done before that starts happening, right? Like surely. And so maybe that is part of why, Kodamara's and the Legends of the Mara shit is and Heavy Metals and shit have been sent over to Faraway, because they know, number one, Faraway is, they feel good about them killing it as an experience, but also they obviously want to focus more on what are all these things that you have on your other deeds, right? They kept them. So obviously it's still important. It's still important, right? It's not like they shipped those over to Faraway. And so I don't know what that means. I guess we'll see here. I don't know. It'd be nice to have an update sometime. Summer would be cool.
Great. Yeah.
By the way, love to see it. 2.5% royalties on
Kodamara?
on the Mara collection, Kodamara collection. I believe, yeah, looks like fully enforced royalties there. So I don't know what kind of lift they had to do to make that happen with Blur, but there was that one thing, there was that chart where it was like, here's your different options. Block this, don't block this, block that. And then Blur was like, yeah, we'll respect royalties. So it definitely looks like there's some enforced royalties there, which is nice to see.
We definitely like to see that. Again, people building out things and companies and businesses making changes when need be. So we like that. We live, we learn, and we pivot if we need to. And so I think that's what's happening, which sometimes it's a massive blessing in disguise. And so I know some people we're sad about, Heavy Metal not being a Yuga, actual Yuga product, but I think Faraway has definitely more capability just to make sure that things are going forward specifically for that. And then you're still going to have Yuga implementation. I guarantee they're still going to want to have that in the other side and those type of things. They even said that. So I think long-term vision, it will be good for those collections, actually. Maybe not right now, but I think long-term.
I agree there. I think with Fairway now owning it too, right? Like now that they own the LOTM collections, like there's more of the incentive that like
for sure
their game's got to crush, rather than just like, oh, we're just being hired by Yuga. So like if we don't crush it, then like so be it. We just gotta go find.
Also, I spoke too soon. I saw it wrong. But anyways, I've listed with fully enforced royalties because I appreciate the change.
There you go. We appreciate the changes. And with that,
reverting that post stream.
instantly changing that as soon as we
As
get
soon
off.
as stream ends, and delist and 0 royalties.
All right, that's a wrap. Great episode, guys.
On that note, it is the top of the hour. Man, we so appreciate everybody coming through. We really do. We love that you come through. We love that you learn something, you ask questions, you give commentary, because if you didn't, we'd still have a fun time talking with the three of us because we do enjoy each other's company most of the time. But, man, you guys, you make it A+. So we appreciate you. Big love to you. Make sure, as always, that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check out our Twitch stream. Follow us on freaking X, follow us on Instagram, follow us on all the socials if you don't yet. Tap in, DM us personally too. Like if you've got questions or just want to say hey, maybe you're a new member, maybe you're just trying to learn something about gaming, Blast, anything that we talk about, collections, history of things, whatever. Death Nut challenges, you're interested in how you do that. Just let us know, because at the end of the day, we do this because we like to talk all things really NFTs, Web3, and then more specifically, obviously, Bored Apes, because it is called Bored TV. But Will, Bryce, any last moment thoughts before we get the heck out of here?
Stay bored, farm diamonds, farm gold, wag me.
Yo,
Wag me, bro.
Wag
Bring
me.
the wag me.
wag me. We brought it back, but
It's
he
the beginning
said
of a cycle, bro. I feel like
It
we can
is.
stop right now. If you're here
fair.
listening to Bored TV right now on
Bro.
a Wednesday, April 24th,
bro,
you're gonna be just fine this Sunday.
you're gonna be just fucking fine. And Bryce said it on the fucking head of the nail. Stay freaking bored. We're out.
Peace.
That money clip us now, the new now looks like. Whoa, upgrade her diamonds, now her girlfriends are like. Whoa, I hit record a drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes, I'm always boarding. Just out touring down in Charlotte like I play for Hornets. When I'm performing, never boring, now you can't afford it. Champagne Perrier, finish friends on my face.